So in the last episode, we have signed up on DigitalOcean using the link in the description, and you will get the $10 credit in your DigitalOcean to test with DigitalOcean droplets or the server. And also we have logged in to our server and changed the password from the default password. But in this episode, we are going to create the SSH key and also going to restrict the login from the root, and we will create a new user to enhance the security of our server. So let's see how we can create that. I'm on the server. I have already logged in here, and then I will create a new tab here. To create SSH key, you have to type SSH-key gen. Then you have to specify the type or the encryption. One is ED25519, other is RSA. I think there is something DSA. I'm going to use RSA because it is quite famous. Then we have to provide how many bytes you want to give. So I will say 4096 because 1024 multiplied by 4 is 4096. And then the C flag as an identifier. So I will say server. That's nice. It's creating the file, and here it's asking for new name. I have already ID underscore RSA, so I can't create that. It will override that, and now I have to create a new one. So I will paste the whole path. Then I will say ID underscore server. So passphrase, I'm not going to give any kind of passphrase. It will enhance one more layer of security by giving the passphrase for your SSH key. With SSH key, you can only log in from your computer, where the private SSH key is placed on your computer. So this will enhance one more security. One security is that no one can log in from SSH key other than your computer. But if your computer can be accessed by many people, you want to restrict login, then over SSH key there is passphrase. So I'm not going to give that. That's okay. And you can see the SSH key is created. To see where SSH key is placed, I will go to cd, then .ssh folder, and list out everything, and you can see we have id underscore server and id underscore server .pub. .pub stands for public one, and this key we will go and share with other server or other services. Like this server we will go and share with that, and then when we connect via SSH key to any other service whom we have given the public key, it will match with private key and then provide you the access. So let's now cat id underscore server .pub. Remember to copy .pub, and I will pipe it with pb copy. So it will open and copy in the clipboard. So we have that on our clipboard, and now on the root of this server, I will say ll to list out everything, and you can see we have this .ssh, and this time I will go inside SSH, so .ssh, and once more authorized key we have. So let's open this authorized key with vim. So we will say vim auth and press tab to autocomplete this, and now paste that. First S is not there, so go at the top, type S, and then press escape colon WQ. WQ stands for save and quit. Okay, so hit enter and it's configured. So this means if I now exit from here, and you can see I'm on Mac. So now if I try to log in with SSH only, so SSH then hyphen identifier. Identifier is inside .ssh and id underscore server, and I don't have to provide pub because pub for public, and we are going to say okay, match with this private key. Okay, then root at an IP address which is 139.59.95.200. okay, that's good, and try to hit enter and see the magic. You can see we have bypassed the password layer. That means we don't have to provide the password for logging into this user. And that's good, but you will say, Sarthak, that's easy way, but what the big benefit of using SSH key? To show that thing, I will create a new user. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to restrict the login with the root. I'm trying to restrict login with the password. You can see we can log in with SSH key or with the password we have for this user. So we will restrict both of these things and only allow the new user we will create with SSH key. So let's say add user, and username is Bitfumes, and it asking for new password for Bitfumes user. So let's give the password and some details, but I'm not going to give any detail, and that's it. This means I can go to this Bitfumes user. So sudo stands for administrator. This means the command you are going to run is as an admin, as an administrator. So switch user, so su sudo su Bitfumes, and you can see we have now changed the user. So let's go to base path. Okay, and now if I try to go back to root, sudo su switch user to root, okay, it's asking for password. But here is the problem. You can see we cannot run any sudo command because Bitfumes user is not a sudoer. Not a sudoer means it's not an admin again. So let's make Bitfumes as a sudoer. So exit from here and we will land on root user. So let's say user mod -a, then g, then we have to say admin and which user we want to provide as admin. So Bitfumes. Great, nothing happens. It look like nothing happens, but if I now try to say sudo su Bitfumes, and yes, that's okay, and again sudo su root, and with the password you can see we have switched to root user. So let's once more go to Bitfumes user and configure the SSH key. So if I try to see, there is no .ssh folder. If there is not .ssh folder, there will be no authorized key file. So let's create mkdir.ssh directory. So go inside .ssh, we are on .ssh folder. Okay, and now here I will create a new file called authorized, and remember Z on the authorized, not S, and then keys, and remember S in the keys plural. Okay, open this and we have to paste that file we have. So once more copy this from here, paste it, and similarly one more S, escape :wq, enter, and yes. So let's exit from here, once more exit from here, once more exit from here. Why this kind of exits? As we have switched between the user, we have to log out between the users similarly. So once more exit, and okay. So now I will say SSH with the identifier of .ssh id_server and not .pub. We don't have to provide pub. Then this time Bitfumes at 139 dot and what that 59.95.200. Easy. Okay, let's try to log in, and you can see we have logged in as a Bitfumes user without providing any kind of password. But how we will restrict the login with password, and how we will restrict any type of login from root, because root also can log in with SSH key. So let's now open as a sudo vim, and then we have to say etc, then SSH, then sshd_config. okay, provide the password. Yeah, this file. So if I scroll down, you can see there is permit root login. So I will say this as no. To go into insert mode, I will press I and no. Then again go to the bottom, and here is the new thing, password authentication. So here also No, this means we have restricted the login with password, also restricted the any kind of login with root. So press escape colon WQ, save and quit, and that's good. So exit from here and we are on our Mac. Then let's try SSH root at 139.59.95.200. I remember this, great. And then hit enter and it's asking for password. Why is that? We have done everything correct. So let's go inside the server and do one thing to have everything done. So go inside. Okay, we just have to do one thing. Every time you change any kind of configuration to any kind of service, you have to restart that service as a sudo. So sudo service and service is ssh and just say restart and done. This means if I now try to log in, you can see it's not asking for password, it says permission denied. Similarly, if I say ssh bitfumes at 139.59.95.200, it's also restricted. But here is the cool part, we can still log in with bitfumes as the ssh. Similarly, if I try to log in with ssh to root, let's see what happened. It's not asking you, it's not giving you permission to go to server because we have told the ssh that restrict any kind of login from root. This means only way to go to server is via ssh key to bitfumes user. So this is great functionality and great enhancement in our server security. So if you have any doubt, feel free to message me and don't forget to share with this video with others so that everyone get the knowledge of best thing called Laravel and also server configuration. So don't forget to subscribe, like bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Bye bye.